loves to travel and meet people. She also loves languages and the great interaction she gets from people when they can communicate together. The third speech, moving from the whys to the hows of learning another language. Please welcome Howard.
Before I begin, I should like to share with you that I normally like to speak extemporaneously, but I spent some time in the emergency room very recently, and it's left me with occasional instances of lightheadedness. So rather than do this, I thought I'm going to rely on notes for this evening. So the last speech that I gave had to do with why you should learn another language. Tonight I would like to talk about the how. Now, see this lovely little colorful map? And I realize you can't see it in detail. I will pass it around. What it is, it's a map of predominant languages that are spoken in the United States. What is the predominant language spoken here?
English.
Okay, very good. English is our predominant language, and as a nation we tend to be fiercely monolingual. What's the second most common language? If you live in the Yakima Valley, I used to live in the Yakima Valley. If you live in the Wenatchee Valley, what do you think it is?
Spanish.
Spanish. Okay, so English and Spanish are the most predominant languages in the United States. But this map by color, in which I will pass around, surprised me. Who knew that German is the third most common language and it's spoken in 7 states? And after that is French. But some of the languages like Tagalog in California and Nevada, both states in which I have lived, and Tagalog is a language of the Philippines. So I'm going to pass this around so you can kind of take a peek and see some of the more exotic languages. However, I'm not going to speak about those. The how. Last time I talked about the why and what it does to enhance your brain and to enhance your social interactions. First thing you want to do is you want to start smart. In other words, know why you want to do it, set measurable, realistic, and time-bound goals. The reason you do it is so that you can set your action plan. Because anytime you're going to begin a new activity, you should have a plan. Then make a commitment. You set aside a specific time, and it might be modest at first. You might say, for 15 minutes a week, I'm going to study this language, and then you expand out the time as you progress and you grow more fluent in the language. Once you've established those kind of things, you begin to investigate. You say, well, how do I investigate the study of another language? How can I do it? Well, the easiest, the quickest, and the cleanest is to take a class, a conversational class, at a local institution like Wenatchee Valley College. See if they are offering a language that you might be interested in following. And again, my emphasis is a conversational class. Because if any of you, how many of you took a foreign language in high school? Raise your hand. And after you finished 1 year, 2 years, 3 years of that, did you feel fluent enough to carry on a conversation? No, because you learned grammar and you learned all the technicalities of the language, and basically it was a experience, okay? The second thing that you want to do is you can go online, and maybe some of you have done that already. I checked customer reviews of online language programs because the ones that were the top were ones I had heard of, but I wanted to know what consumers thought about it if I was going to share that information with you so that there was some credibility. These are the 3 best learning apps. The Rosetta Stone. You can learn the language fastest with Rosetta Stone, but you have to pay for it. And the price ranges from $79 to $149. You can take it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or 2 years. The second one is, oh, and by the way, consumer satisfaction, which was excellent and great. 73% of consumers labeled it as excellent or great. The next one is Duolingo. Perhaps you've heard of Duolingo. It's free. In terms of customer satisfaction, it came up to 64%, excellent and great. And the third is Babbel, which also you may have heard of. It's free, and its consumer satisfaction, excellent and great, was 96%, which I found kind of interesting. Now you could also do it on your own time by getting CDs. This is the quick and dirty model. It's got all of the, you notice there's only one CD. Okay, there's only one, and what? Buenos dias, como estás, hola, all of those kind of very basic things. Or, if you're a heavy-duty language learner, you could go to something like this that has the language, the phrases, and then they added a bonus CD, which gives you a sense of the grammar. Or really heavy-duty, you can tell that I've exposed myself to a lot of languages. However, you can tell how old this is. This is my antique version of how to learn a foreign language. There's a neat gadget, but before I move on to the gadget, the thing about the CDs is it enables you to learn a language while you're driving in your car, or you're having a leisurely moment at home, or by your swimming pool, something like that, so that you can control the amount of time that you do it. Then I found this neat little gadget. It's called a Muama Enens. This is what it looks like. It's not very big. And it proposes to teach you conversation in 40 different languages. 40 different languages. 40 different languages. And then they go ahead in their advertising to mention languages. The most exotic language that surprised me was Catalan. If you've ever traveled in Spain, you might know that Catalan is the language that's spoken in Barcelona and in the province of Catalonia in Spain. Now, it didn't, I noticed, have Welsh on there, which is a terribly impossible language, or Basque, which is equally impossible. But they're learnable. If you live in Nevada, you can learn that. Another way to acquire language is to travel. By that I mean travel for the purpose of learning the language. Many Americans retire to a place called San Miguel de Allende in Mexico. Anybody here been to San Miguel? Well, if you want to have a really cool vacation, or if you're ready to hang up your spurs and retire to an affordable but lovely place, I recommend San Miguel. And they and other places have complete classes. You could go there not speaking a word, and after a couple of months, be very fluent in the language. So that's another way you can do it. And finally, I'd like to refer you to the rule of three. Have any of you seen that truck commercial on TV recently that GM has? They say, things that come in threes are infinitely more appealing. Have you seen it? I saw it and went, that works perfectly with the 3-word-a-day thing. And maybe some of you have heard it. In any language, if you learn 3 words a day of basic vocabulary over a little bit more than a month, you will have 100 basic words that are used in everyday conversation. I found that to be a very interesting fact and would help people who are intimidated by learning another language. So, what are some final techniques? Number 1, take a deep breath and relax. It's okay to make a mistake. If you remember in my last speech, I talked about being with a group of friends in Mexico, and they complimented me, and I said, estoy muy embarazada, which meant I am very pregnant, rather than I am very embarrassed. Fortunately, they were my girlfriends, and they loved me, and they helped me to understand it. I probably shouldn't say that again. The other thing is, the words that you learn, keep it simple. Raise your hand if and use in regular conversation every word that's in the Oxford Dictionary. So keep it simple, use the everyday conversation. Have shower conversations with yourself. What does she mean by that? When you get in the shower in the morning or in the evening, have conversations with yourself in that language. Practice. Nobody's going to hear you, or the people who do hear you are going to think you're a little goofy, but that's okay. You're in the shower and it's privacy time. Find a conversation buddy, preferably somebody else who's learning. If not, somebody who knows the language but isn't a crank and a grouch and isn't going to growl at you if you make a mistake. Yes, but the most important thing is enjoy. Enjoy. Those moments when you can share a language with someone. I'd like to close with an example. On Friday and Saturday, the Appalachians had their annual yard sale. And a lot of the people who come are older ladies of Hispanic roots. And they very timidly ask, how much? But they look kind of frightened. And I always answer them in Spanish, and you should see the transformation from, she's got me. That gives me joy. So, and learn another language, enjoy every moment of it. Thank you. Oh, by the way, this speech is over. I thought it might be interesting for people to have a copy of the 100 core words in any language. So, just so you can kind of see, they're not like from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Take one and pass the rest of the line.